You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust, I'll rise.
My heroine is Marie Curie because I want to be a scientist when I grow up. Also, she's one of the only girl scientists I know.
Grace Lee Boggs. She was an inspirational author, feminist, social activist, philosopher. She taught us a lot, but one thing she said, which I think is particularly apt for the time that we're living through, is that we urgently need to bring to our communities the limitless capacity to serve, love and create for and with one another.
I choose Rosa Parks. She was brave, bold, and more importantly, she was tenacious.
If I had to choose a heroine, that would be Angela Davis, not only because of the crucial part she played during the civil rights movement in America, but also because she's been fighting for women's rights and gender equality for over 6 decades.
Who is my heroine? Who is it that I like? Her name is Pamela. She rides a motorbike. She's 72. She'll go mad when I tell this to you. She's my mom.
My name is Gemma Courtney, and I'm the artistic director of the Everyman and Playhouse Theatres. And I have many female heroines, but perhaps the one that inspires me most regularly is Joan Littlewood, who started up Theatre Workshop at Stratford East. I'm from Stratford East, that's on my birth certificate. I'm from that part of the East End of London, but I think it's more that she was such a visionary, such an uncompromising, rough diamond, force of nature, who was determined to create a theatre for the working class people of East London.
Frida Kahlo was a fierce activist, feminist, and a revolutionary artist with a unique sense of freedom that defied gender and female beauty standards.
My heroine is a woman called Maria O'Reilly. Maria O'Reilly was born in Liverpool and she lives in Toxteth. Maria, for me, has always been an activist in supporting local black people in work and in supporting them with inequalities.
Sylvia Earle is my heroine because when I grow up I would like to be a marine biologist too, and I also look up to her because she holds the world record for diving and she is still working at the age of 84.
My grandmother, Carmelita. She was an inspirational woman that transformed a regular life into exceptional. A matriarch that brought a family of nearly 50 people together, teaching me the importance of family through relentless positivity and humor.
My hero is Lea Salonga. When I was younger, I was told that Asians can't sing, and if I wanted to sing, I would have to move back to Asia to do it. So to have a voice, Mulan and Jasmine, two international icons, and became an icon in their own right, it gave little me a lot of inspiration.
My heroine is my mum. Her name is Selina Edipidi, and she's my heroine because she's amazing and she's always believed in me and she's always happy for me for even just the tiny little things.
My heroine is my mum because she is nice, kind and she is cuddly.
The person that I would like to mention is Skylar Kanga, who's my harp teacher at the Royal Academy of Music. She gave me lot and lot of advice and really helped me with my musical journey.
My hero is Karen Cusack. She's the first choreographer that I ever worked with, and she's my hero because she has an extraordinary imagination and she shares that with the people that work with her. So when you dance for her, you feel like you're completely transported to this amazing new world.
My heroine is my mother, not only because she's my mother, but more so during this difficult time. My mother has been stuck abroad in Yemen, and I had to learn really, really quickly and appreciate the role my mother has at home, but more so as a woman. She is courageous, she's brave, generous, and she's a beautiful human being inside and out.
Rachel Carson was an American marine biologist. She wrote Silent Spring in 1962, and that book inspired the global environmental movement and my whole career in sustainable development.
And my inspirational woman is Maureen Cahoon, the first openly lesbian member of Parliament for the Labour Party. She was in politics in a time where it was very much a male-dominated environment. She fought for women's rights, she had to deal with a lot of prejudice, and she really paved the way for other women to come out.
I'm Lizzie Nunnery and I'm a writer. My heroine is Joni Mitchell because of her incredible songwriting talent, because of the way she's evolved her craft over a lifetime, and because she's never let the boys push her around.
My daughters, because they are kind, caring, strong, independent, talented and beautiful.
Caroline Aherne really influences me with her portrayal of the working class through her comic writing.
Margaret Nolte, my mother, who was married at 20, a mother of 3 by 30, a grandmother at 38 and widowed at 39. Always an inspiration, but always a mother.
Kitty Wilkinson, she was a really remarkable woman. She saved hundreds of lives during the cholera epidemic of the 1800s, and she was known as the saint of the slums.
My heroine is Maya Angelou. Obviously, she was a part of the civil rights movement. She worked really closely with Dr. Martin Luther King, and she is one of my favourite poets to ever exist.
Jo Cox is the Labour MP who was sadly murdered in 2016 during the lead up to the Brexit vote. The reason she's my heroine is because following from her death, I was so inspired by the legacy that she was leaving behind and by the positive impact that she'd had on so many people that I decided to get involved in the Great Get Together.
My heroine is my mum. Not only did she grow up in Belfast during the Troubles, she also taught me to fight from a very young age to make sure that I would never get pushed around either.
My inspirational woman is Maya Deren, as she was a filmmaker between the 1940s and 1950s, specifically screen dance, during times when filmmaking was still very much a male-dominated field.
My heroine has to be my grandma, affectionately known as Granny. She's 95 years old. She still lives on her own, even now. She's lived through both World Wars. She's had lots of issues. She was widowed really young. She's had cancer. She had a hip replacement. Never once have I heard her complain.
My heroine is Joan Rivers because she laughs at herself and can make jokes around her own sadness, and I think if we can all learn to laugh at ourselves, the world would be a much better place.
Ellie Randall and Claire Bigley because they helped me believe in myself.
My heroine is my mum because she's a nurse and she's working really hard at the moment, doing 12-hour shifts, and we're all really, really proud of her.
She had a hard life, her school was poo, no opportunities. She got an MVQ but no lesson in life. Can teach you to be kind.